What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most heartwarming and fascinating traditions in military history. If you are watching this, it is likely the night before Christmas. And while most of the world is preparing for dinners and opening gifts, there is a massive high-tech operation happening deep inside a mountain in Colorado. I'm talking, of course, about the North American Aerospace Defense Command, better known as NORAD, their mission to track Santa Claus as he makes his legendary journey around the globe. This isn't just a fun little website. This is a full-scale military operation involving satellites, fighter jets, and over 1,000 volunteers. As we just heard from Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell, the War Department and NORAD are officially ready to go live. Starting tomorrow night, the eyes of the most advanced defense system in the world will be fixed not just on potential threats, but on a sleigh pulled by 9 reindeer. It's a moment where the serious mission of global security takes a back seat to a dod seat to a touch of holiday magic, and honestly, in the world we live in today, we could all use a little bit of that. To truly understand why the United States and Canadian military spend so much time and energy on this, we have to look back at how this all started, because it is one of the greatest accidents in history. We have to go all the way back to 1955, during the height of the Cold War. At that time, NORAD didn't even exist yet. It was called CONAD, the Continental Air Defense Command. Everyone was on edge, watching the skies for anything suspicious. Then, a local Sears Roebuck store in Colorado Springs ran a newspaper ad with a direct line to Santa's North Pole workshop. But there was a typo. Instead of reaching a jolly old man in a red suit, the number was actually the top-secret red phone at the Continental Air Defense Command Operations Center. The man who answered that night was Air Force Colonel Harry Shoup. Now, imagine you are a high-level military commander during the Cold War. The red phone rings, which usually means a national emergency, and on the other end is a tiny voice asking, "Is this Santa Claus?" Colonel Shoup was initially confused, maybe even a little annoyed, but he quickly realized what had happened. Instead of hanging up or being a Grinch, he decided to play along. He told his staff to check the radar for any signs of a sleigh coming from the North Pole. When more children started calling, he had his operators give out updates on Santa's location all night long. That was the birth of a tradition that survived the transition to NORAD in 1958 and has only grown bigger with every passing decade. Fast forward to today, and the scale of this is just mind-blowing. We're talking about more than 1,000 Canadian and American uniformed personnel, War Department civilians, and local volunteers who gather at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado. Starting at 4 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on December 24th, the Santa Operations Center becomes fully functional. It is a hive of activity. They have a dedicated phone line, 877-HI-NO-RAD-, where kids from all over the world can call in. They do call. We're talking hundreds of thousands of phone calls in a single 24-hour period. These volunteers sit there until midnight, answering questions like, how fast is he going? Or is he over my house yet? And what is Rudolph's favorite snack? But how does the military actually track Santa? According to the official lore from NORAD, they use for high-tech systems. First, they use the North Warning System, which is a powerful radar line consisting of 47 installations across northern Canada and Alaska. The moment Santa leaves the North Pole, these radars pick up his departure. Then, once he's in the air, they switch to satellite tracking. They use satellites in geosynchronous orbit that are equipped with infrared sensors. Now, usually these sensors are looking for the heat signature of a missile launch. But on Christmas Eve, they are specifically tuned to detect the heat coming from a very famous red nose. That's right, Rudolph's nose gives off an infrared signature that the U.S. Space Force can track from space. Once Santa enters North American airspace, that's when it gets really cool. NORAD actually scrambles fighter jets to meet him. Canadian CF-18s take off from Newfoundland to welcome him to North America. And as he moves across the United States, American F-15s, F-16s, and even F-2, 2 Raptors fly alongside the sleigh. The pilots get a chance to tip their wings to Santa, and he always waves back before they escort him through the various time zones. It is a massive logistical feat that involves the coordination of 2 different countries and multiple branches of the military. During the announcement today, Sean Parnell also took a moment to remind us of the deeper meaning behind this season for many. He spoke about the birth of Jesus Christ and the importance of faith. but he also turned his focus to the courageous warfighters who are standing vigilant across the globe right now. While we are tucked into our beds, tracking Santa on our phones or laptops, there are thousands of men and women in uniform who aren't at home with their families. They are on ships, in deserts, and in frozen outposts, sacrificing their own holiday to make sure we are safe to celebrate ours. It's a poignant reminder that while the Santa tracker is about magic and fun, the people running it are the same people who safeguard our freedoms every other day of the year. For those of you who want to follow along tomorrow, the tracker goes live on the official website. You can see the 3D map showing Santa's progress as he hits major landmarks: the Great Wall of China, the Eiffel Tower, the Pyramids of Giza, and eventually your neighborhood. The data shows he usually starts at the international dateline in the Pacific and moves west. He hits the South Pacific first, then New Zealand and Australia. One thing NORAD always points out is that Santa travels at the speed of starlight. To us, it seems like he's visiting the whole world in one night. But for Santa, who exists in a different space-time continuum, it's like he has weeks to get the job done. It's also important to remember the rules if you want Santa to stop at your house. NORAD intelligence suggests that Santa only stops when children are fast asleep. If the radar shows he's approaching your city and the sensors detect movement in your house, he'll skip over and come back later once everyone is out cold. So, if you're watching this and you're a kid or you have kids, make sure those lights are out early. This tradition has evolved so much since that misprinted phone number in 1955. It went from a single kernel at a desk to a global digital phenomenon with millions of followers on social media and an app that can be accessed from almost anywhere. It shows the human side of the military. We often think of the War Department and the Pentagon as these rigid, serious institutions, and they are, but the fact that they preserve this tradition shows that they value the imagination and the joy of the citizens they protect. So, as we prepare for tomorrow night, I want to wish a very Merry Christmas to all of you. Whether you are tracking Santa on your iPad or you are one of the brave service members standing watch at a remote base, thank you for being a part of this community. Make sure to check the tracker tomorrow night. Give the volunteers a call if you can get through. Take a moment to appreciate the magic that started with a simple mistake 70 years ago. What do you think about this tradition? You remember calling the NORAD track Santa line when you were a kid? Do you have a favorite memory of watching the radar map update on Christmas Eve? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories about how this military tradition became a part of your family's holiday. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the news of the day, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Happy holidays, stay safe, and keep your eyes on the skies. I'll see you in the next one.